The Echoing House. It began with a letter. An envelope addressed to resident arrived at Alicia's new home, tucked under the pile of bills and advertisements she routinely ignored. The envelope was thin, its paper yellowed with age. Alicia had just moved into the creaking old house, lured by its low rent and charming, if neglected, Victorian architecture. She opened the letter absent-mindedly as she unpacked a box of books. Do not stay past the second night. The words were handwritten in a hurried scrawl. Beneath them was a signature, W. M. Abbott. There was no return address. Alicia smirked, assuming it was some kind of prank or a relic left by the previous tenant. She set the letter aside, quickly forgetting it. The first night was uneventful, though the house seemed noisier than she expected. The walls groaned, the pipes hissed, and now and then, she thought she heard faint whispers, soft enough to dismiss as imagination. By the second night, things escalated. Alicia was jolted awake by a loud banging sound. She sat up in bed, heart pounding, listening intently. It came again, a heavy, deliberate knock echoing through the house. She checked her phone, 2:47 a.m. Pulling a robe over her shoulders, she crept to the landing. The hallway was dark except for a dim glow from the street lamp outside, casting jagged shadows across the walls. The knocking continued, louder this time, rhythmic and insistent. It wasn't coming from the front door, but deeper within the house, toward the basement. The basement door stood ajar, the faint smell of damp earth wafting up the stairs. Alicia hesitated. She wanted to turn back, to climb back into bed and wait for morning, but something compelled her forward. She descended the creaking steps, each one groaning under her weight. At the bottom, she saw it, a large wooden chest in the center of the room, surrounded by faint, uneven scratches in the dirt floor. The knocking had stopped, but now, she heard faint whispers again, closer, this time, urgent and overlapping, like a crowd muttering in protest. Alicia approached the chest, her breath shallow. It was locked, but the padlock was ancient and rusted. Without thinking, she grabbed a nearby crowbar and pried it open. The lid creaked, and inside was a bundle of old, rotted cloth. She carefully peeled it back to reveal a large mirror. Its surface was cloudy, and something about its frame, a dark, twisted metal, made her shiver. Her reflection stared back, but there was something off about it. She leaned closer, and the whispers grew louder, almost deafening. Then her reflection blinked. She hadn't. Alicia stumbled